hectic weekend because in Broward, for some odd reason, some people are not taking it serious enough that they even like kids organize. I have to say kids because they're around my age. Organize something on 95 to block out the whole I-95 South just to have like somewhat of a block party. I don't know if anybody got arrested, but they didn't take this whole pandemic seriously. They're saying that, COVID-19 is not real. Statements saying that people weren't really taking this whole lockdown thing really serious. People want businesses to open, but they're kids the same age as me, which didn't even make sense because I'm like, if you want this whole pandemic to end, why try to out what is it? Why try to spread it out through a whole massive pack of like just blocking traffic, just blocking traffic on 95 South just to make a statement. And the next day, even though nobody got arrested, the next day people rode out in a bicycle, sort of kind of like this one, down what is it? I think Commercial Boulevard in Fort Lauderdale. This is not a funny matter, but they just rode down like I don't know how much people, but it was like a squadron of people um scrolling what is it? Rolling down to the point where cars were being involved in it and a couple got evidently fatally shot during like the end of the whole parade. I just want to speak to like the county that kind of raised me and kind of I grew up in. I would say Broward County. We need to take this more seriously because this is a pandemic. I don't think I don't think in our minds. I don't know why in our minds we don't take it. Especially it's around the people that I'm seeing that are being retweeted and reposted are around my age, and I feel as though I understand that you don't want to stay inside. I don't want to stay inside. Nobody wants to stay inside. Nobody want to be forced to stay inside. Hey, I want to go out and I want to eat somewhere at probably like a bar somewhere, but I can't do that. There's a sickness out there that's killing people, and you see the numbers. So I don't even understand why are we what's the word? We're just making this just a slight like we're thinking of this as like something curable, like they have the vaccine the next day, which they don't. Like people see the numbers, people see how like everything's just screwing. What is it? Everything's just screwing up. I don't know if it's just this weird case of Broward cabin fever where we just have to start a commotion, which is really unnecessary because it puts us in a wrong light that we shouldn't even be in to begin with. We are positive people. We can't get over this hump. And speaking as like a self-elected ambassador of Broward, I feel as though that Broward we need to step up on our COVID-19 pandemic lockdown or semi-lockdown. We need to revert back to social distancing as I've been doing with many of my friends and many of the people that I come in contact with, including my family members. We don't need to squad up with cars, bicycles, just to have, I don't know, a roundup of people that probably have some essence of a sickness, but they don't know what it is because they haven't get checked out. And being that like I kind of was raised up in Broward, I know that what is it? A lot of parts in Broward are not that. Trying to find a word for it. Are not that. What is it? They think they're either invincible or they're not that informed on how things are on the outside world. They probably think COVID. No, not they probably think, but they think that COVID is something that we can either get rid of in a matter of a couple days, but in actuality, we can't get rid of a COVID virus or COVID-19 no or coronavirus if it's been in, what is it, largely populated countries, and it's been killing a lot. So being a self-elected ambassador of Broward, I feel like we need to just grow up, put our big girl and big boy pants on, and say, hey, this is a pandemic. Let's just get locked in. Even though we feel cabin fever, we can do stuff socially and socially, no, socially and socially through our phones or through just being ourselves. I just feel as though like being a part of Broward County, we're we need to take this more seriously than we have been taking it, because in actuality, I have a couple, what is it? I have a couple brothers that don't even, what is it? I'm the youngest. I'm the youngest of four. Only one of my brothers get as close as to 6 feet around me. The rest two just stay on their own. So if my people are taking it serious, I feel as though you can take it serious. And they've been in Broward for, I mean, majority of their lives after, coming from Haiti. So I feel as though we shouldn't be taking this lightly. I understand that you may feel as though that you're not feeling, what's the word? You're not feeling any love from anybody. I feel as though, like, the panic of cabin fever and basically being stuck in the house all the time, and you're bored. I just wanna be like the illumination of like positivity. Like, you can be in the house and still do things, or you can go outside of the house and figure out some things to do while still social distancing. Because I'm about to plan to do that right now, right after, you know, right after Slick speaks, because Slick has to speak upon this epidemic that's happening because of this pandemic that shouldn't be happening, but in actuality, it's still happening because we still feel like we're invincible. We're not invincible until people realize there's actual people dying. And the fact that I seen people dying on the streets of I don't know what street it was. It had to be, it wasn't Fort Lauderdale. I would say near Commercial. Someone got shot, and then what is it? The night before, two other people got shot, not by the police, but just by just random shootings. I don't understand why do we have to bring out the guns when there's a pandemic that is actually killing somebody. Like, we need to stay focused and stay true to ourselves, people, because who got us more than we got us? Like, self-awareness, self-care. I understand that you want to see friends. I want to see my homeboys. I want to have I want to have good conversational roundtables talk with my people, but I can't. So, to brush off to brush off all that negativity, you should do something positive with it. Like, actually think about the cup being half full instead of half empty, and having the cup half full rather than half empty. And I'm blotching off. Rather than having the cup half full than half empty is, I just have to say, like, being a part of Broward and being, I mean, I always love this county because it's kind of like a mid pass between West Palm and Miami. But I have to say, like, our way of um reacting to this pandemic is very childish, and we need to grow up. Like, time to get out of puberty. I understand that you don't want to be in lockup. I understand everything about it. Like, trust me, I'm on that same boat as you, but I'm not going outside to converse with 10 people that are not even 6 foot away from me. But yet, I just want to start a commotion just to start a commotion. That doesn't make any sense. Like, who wins out of that? Because in actuality, if you did stop I-95 South, and probably I would say two people had the virus, and those two people were going around, spreading something. And you don't know what they're spreading. You think it's just like a light cough. Some people feel like, it's nothing, just a light cough, just scratching my throat. Next thing you know, you're in the hospital, ICU. And who wants to be in the ICU right now? I don't even want to be in the ICU right now because they're even, what is it? They're down here, they're splitting up ICUs because either it's a COVID side of ICU, and then there's a regular side of ICU that still takes COVID-19 patients. So I would just want to say to my Broward community, please, please, let's grow up in this pandemic. I feel very preachy, but I don't want to be preachy. I just feel like, common sense would say, even though you don't like it, you still have to respect it and say, hey, I'm gonna still be in lockup. And being in lockup is not that bad. Would you rather be on a respirator, hoping that you see the next day? And trust me, I've been not saying I've been on a respirator, but I've been in the hospital to the point that I wanted to get out, but I couldn't get out. So you don't want to be in a hospital figuring out if you do have a next day. And this is not a laughing matter, being that, I am a part of Broward and you guys are showing a bad face of Broward. Like, we need to grow up and be more considerate of others. Like, blocking out a major highway is it's not that smart. It's darn right stupid, to be honest with you. Like 10, 20 cars blocking out a whole section of 95 South. Now imagine if you were commuting to 95 South. I think it had to be a Saturday. No, it was Saturday night. You would think, like, something terrible has happened. No, nothing terrible has happened. It's just around 50 to 60 cars that blocked out 95 South because not we, can't put we, that's just too much people. They felt as though the pandemic was just hysteria. So let's just go out and party. There's no need to go out and party right now. Partying should be done. The books should be up and reading. You should be learning a new craft. You should be optimistic and positive throughout this whole time of, like, I would say, this COVID-19. What is it? You should stay safe, and you should have, what is it? The mental. I forgot the word. I just had it up the tip of my tongue. What the? You see, it's because I'm pissed off because what is it? I noticed, like, majority of those pictures that were shown, I kind of recognize those people in the pictures and on the bikes that were going down for a lot of their commercial drive. I don't know where. I noticed majority of these people that I probably know. I'm big sure that I probably went to elementary, middle, and high school with these people, and these people are acting like they don't got no sense. Like, come on, man. Everybody has sense to say, hey, it's a pandemic outside. People are actually dying. New York is, what is it? Not bargaining on, what's the word? On ventilators. And Vermont and the whole Northeast is scared that that whole trickle from New York will trickle up to them. This is a scary thing. This is like a wildfire. COVID-19 is like a wildfire to me. Like, you wouldn't know what it's capable of until it gets down here, and everybody knows it's down here. What is it? Mayor of Miami had it, and now he's testing negative for it. I feel like you can get, what is it? You can get over it, but we have to think as a cohesive unit, being that I am a part of Broward County. We have to think like a cohesive unit and say, hey, let's not do this. Hey, let's not bring in 20 or 30 people at a parking lot, just figure out what we're going to do when we're not going to really do anything but besides be with each other and not practice social distancing as we were told to do, but yet, think that we're invincible, think that we're not going to get, think we're not going to get in trouble, or think that, we are above the law per se, because they were kind of running away from the police. Not saying that anybody got caught by the police. I only seen snippets of these videos, and you can look these up. These are on Twitter, or they probably reach your local Facebook. But basically, I have to speak out to Broward as a call for just straightening up. Like, guys, we can straighten up. We got this. We're gonna get over this hump, and we're gonna be back at, our parties, Las Solas. Down by the beach, Fort Lauderdale by the sea. We're gonna be down by, Hillsboro in Deerfield. So we're gonna get over this. Just don't. I don't know why everybody thinks this. I feel like everybody feels, especially in my part, they feel like it's the end of days. It's not the end of days. Think of it as a day to, as a period to reflect and do better, because we're gonna get out of this. This is just a hump, and this hump is just, I don't know how long this hump is, to be honest with you, but we are, we are, from what I've been hearing and what I've been reading, we are making the right steps. Um, what is it? Our leaders are making the right steps, even though our leaders don't seem to agree with each other. We are making the right steps, and I feel as though Broward County, we can make the right steps, even though we don't agree with each other. So let's agree to disagree, to say that we are going to stay in for the pandemic. And staying in for the pandemic is not that bad, okay? I'm only saying it's not that bad because I take it a day at a time, all right? Stop and smell the roses. You have to. If you don't smell the roses, you're going to be out on 95 South, blocking 95 South from daily commuters, just because you feel as though you are Superman, Batman, Incredible Hulk. I don't know what type of superhero movie that you watched before you went out, which doesn't make any sense to me. And those people that were out and about, 30, 40 people just in around each other, please. Trust me, I take mental note of faces. I'm not I'm not trying to be by that type of energy. That type of energy can lead you in the ICU. And I'm not trying to be back in the hospital. Trust me. I'm trying to take my good note. I'm trying to take good steps, good notes, and right medication so I can stay in my healthy state of mind. And that's all I have for Slick Speaks. And being an ambassador, or self ambassador of Broward, I would just like to say, Broward County, this is not a joke. Stop acting like we are invincible. And I'm only talking to the ones. Matter of fact, I'm just gonna talk to the whole. I'm just gonna talk to the whole county, because I don't know the ages of who I saw in the video. So I'm just talking to the whole group of who I saw down Lauderdale Commercial 95. I feel as though if you do feel invincible, you shouldn't. This is not a cold. This is not the flu, as everybody keeps comparing it to. This is not just a boo-boo that we're just going to get over with. This is not something that you can turn your back to. This is not something that you can just, hey, it's just the coronavirus. It's nothing very serious. It is something serious, because it's actually killing people. Like the fact that I have to, look out for my mom, even though I don't want to actually be there for my mom, kind of hurts, because I do like my mom. Or no, I do love my mom. That came out wrong. I do love my mom, but I just don't want to be in that whole situation of like putting her in danger. Even though I feel there's nothing wrong with me, and being that I am so glad that I got a checkup earlier this year, but being that being that I what is it? She's highly prone to it. I tend to stay away from it. I tend to stay away from her a lot, but I do go to see her with proper distances with proper distancing. But I just have to say, being from Broward, guys, stop acting like you're invincible. You're not invincible. Okay? Um we need to learn from the mistakes. We need to learn from the mistakes that we've done this weekend. And I don't understand, why were there fatalities? Like four people died. I just don't remember the last person, but four people died, and it was not inflicted by COVID-19. It was just inflicted by either gunshots. Yeah, gunshot wounds. But I would just like to say, uh, being a member of Broward, being a part of Broward, we need to step up and become better than what we're portraying, because we're portraying the wrong light. And that's all I have for Slick Speaks here. I just don't know what else to say, but bro, we need to step up, honestly. And when we step up, we'll do better. And that's all for Slick Speaks. I had to change up the ending. Have a great day today, guys. Big